Okay, here we are. Oh, who are these guys?
Special episode of ROG Pulse where we are here
Ooh,
to unveil
I'm
the
streaming
new
the
ROG
streamers.
Matrix GeForce RTX
The
4090 graphics card.
Matrix one.
It's
It's the
real.
specialist episode of Pulse that
I
we
feel
can
like
do
I'm like
because
their
this is the
unofficial co-host.
specialist graphics card. Man, I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know the Matrix,
I'm ready to rip
not,
into
not
this
the
though.
Matrix, but ROG Matrix. This is our ultimate cream of the crop, pinnacle of enthusiast performance. All the
Is it
absolute
gonna
latest
have
tech
dual
we throw into a
16-pin
graphics card,
12-volt
live
high-power
graphics cards.
connectors?
We've had these for a number of years. The last one we did was the RTX 2080 Ti with the built-in all-in-one liquid cooler on the card, no radiator.
Oh, that one was
But this
dumb.
4090 is a step beyond that. It is extremely special and
Is
extremely
it a
unique.
step
Jay, can you pull
beyond
up some pictures?
the dumbness?
gotta show
Oh,
this
that
thing.
looks really
Oh
cool.
My God,
What the heck?
I mean,
that is like
yeah,
That is pretty
you've
cool
never seen
looking.
a card quite like it. There's not a single fan on the body of it. That's one of the things that really makes it
That
stand
is
out.
really
Of
neat.
course, it's attached to that radiator, an all-metal frame, a transparent shroud. Like,
Did they
oh
like
my
shrink the
goodness, it's
PCB?
gorgeous.
the fact
Like,
that you could see through like that shroud into like the heart of the card itself
into
is
the
so
ether.
freaking cool.
That is
I
pretty
have
cool.
never seen a graphics card that looks
I mean,
like
the first thing that I
This
fell
is
in love
much
with
less
was
stupid than the other
lighting
one.
is just so different. We typically get like an LED strip on the side or some kind of direct LED, but this is
Like a
indirect
logo,
lighting.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what they did is they put lights kind of
Get your
on
triple
different
rad.
spots of it so that
Now
it
here's the
bounces
main
off
question.
that
The real
metal
question is
frame and
this
creates
here going to have
RGB
gunk
glow
buildup
effect, which
just like the
really
oops,
cool. So yes, that frame is
just like the
all
other
and then, so it's
AIOs
really,
out there.
It's really sturdy and rigid and very, very premium.
Is that a
really
copper
nice
rad?
wood. And then you've got this really like clean lettering that says Matrix on the side.
It does look really
ROG
cool.
logo,
Not gonna
very,
lie.
Very like tasteful. This is gonna. If you have a PC with this card in it, it's going to look unlike all of your friends' PCs. We can say that for sure.
Or you can just get a
But it's not
PC
just
and put
about
water
looks,
blocks in it.
It's about performance.
Oop.
And that was the main.
Where are the power
focus of
connectors?
this card. So
Show me those power connectors.
this is an RTX 4090, but it is not just any RTX 4090. It is the best RTX.
It looks like it has a
4090
single
you
one.
can buy today. We have literally binned the top chips that we can get from NVIDIA, so that this has the highest boost clocks of any RTX.
Does it
4090
boost over
currently
3000?
on the market at the time of this stream? Okay.
Will
So
it boost
that
over
means it's literally
3000?
the fastest 4090 you can buy. We have liquid cooled it, as you can see. We
Mhm.
did bring back the radiator. In fact, it's an extra thick radiator to get the
Yeah,
maximum.
because they
performance
realized
out
that
of
the
this
other
card.
one was really
And
dumb.
we are using our new RGB fans, the new ROG MF12S ARGB fans that have the magnetic connectors, so they kind of like daisy chain together.
Those
Those are the
MF
ones from
fans.
Our Ryujin 3
MF
cooler
and
that we
fans.
announced recently. So yeah, that it is.
It looks
all
really
new
cool.
stuff all around here.
Literally
It's
cool.
a beauty.
But are you guys gonna show any more of this?
Gorgeous. Yeah, custom engineered cold plate that covers the VRM in memory.
Are you gonna
and,
show this cold
that's gonna
plate?
negate a lot of that need for the fan that you traditionally would have built in onto
Right.
the
So
block.
if you guys remember the ROG Strix 4090 LC that we just announced a couple weeks ago, that's also a liquid cooled 4090, but it does have that little blower fan on it, and it's not very loud. Like it's not intrusive in any way. I have the 3080 Ti version back here, but
Uh-huh.
that needs to be there to cool the VRM, the power circuitry, all of that stuff. Not necessarily.
Come on,
just
show
because
us the
cold
breakdown
for
of the cooler, man.
Really nice.
I like that
The
it's a
other
dual
big
slot. It's nice and
advantage that we
small,
add to
nice
this
and
card
thin. How
is
long is
liquid
it?
metal.
Oh, they
That's
use
right.
liquid
We
metal on it.
finally brought liquid metal to a standalone graphics card. This is something that we've been
Don't-
doing on our laptops for a while.
don't try
All
repasting it.
ROG laptops have liquid metal on the CPU, some on the CPU and GPU, and that's been the case for I think 2 years now.
Yes.
Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
liquid metal is amazing because it's more thermally conductive than
Literally,
traditional thermal paste,
again.
right? So you'll get lower temperatures.
Yeah, you're getting like
you'll be able to
75
boost
watts
higher,
per meter
you'll be able to
Kelvin
overclock higher if
versus
that's
like
something you
12,
wanna do with
13
this
for high
card.
performance paste.
But it does present some challenges because
Yeah.
liquid metal is conductive.
Yeah, you don't want
So
that
you
dripping
wanna
onto
make sure that
anything.
It doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
touch anything else on the PCB. And
Yeah.
conduct any
Or
electricity.
else you
So
go zappy, zappy,
took a
boomy,
lot of
boomy.
what we learned with liquid
Those are the
metal
technical
laptops and
terms.
applied it to this
I
card.
know.
So we're using a UV resin that's applied above the surface-mounted capacitors that are around the GPU die.
Interesting.
Plus, then two protective layers between the die and the PCB. So
That's really good.
if there were to be any spillage, which there shouldn't because it's all an automated process, right, that we've kind of narrowed down to a T over the years. But if
It
there
does
were
look
to
really
be
cool,
any
though.
spillage, it wouldn't short out the card. So we've done a lot of work there to make sure that this is the
That's
best
good.
liquid
But
metal
did you guys
application
put
that we could
that work
apply to a high performance card like this and
into
to perform
making a copper rad?
gangbusters? I am so excited to actually like see some more specific numbers on this.
Wait.
Yeah, because it's gonna boost higher than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous, but honestly, when you're getting a premium
How
card,
high is it
you
going
want
to
it to look
boost, though?
premium. You
This
want
is
it
the
to
real
perform premium,
question.
but there are even more premium features tied into this.
Oh
with
my
new
goodness.
sensors.
It gets better.
That's
But
right.
wait,
so
there's
we
more.
added some extra sensors onto the card itself, right? So you've got temperature.
It's the most sensitive card they've ever made.
And maybe like a hotspot sensor or something like that. But we've got sensors on the VRMs, on the chokes, on the power input circuit. Like everything has a sensor, right? And that data feeds into
This is a
new
very sensitive
feature in our
card.
GPU Tweak 3 software called the thermal map. So this gives you a super detailed breakdown of how the card is performing.
That is also
thermally
kinda
in-
neat.
in real time, which is really nice. I mean,
Which
look,
is
if you're
helpful
buying this
when
card,
the
right,
AIO
you're the
develops
type of person that
clogs.
nerds out over stats, just like us, right? Maybe you're overclocking, doing some funky stuff with it. This gives
This
you
is
kind
the
of
new
more
4090
insight,
that
more
Asus is
control over a lot of that.
releasing. It's
It
the
also
4090
includes a feature that we
Matrix.
call Power Detector Plus, which can detect anomalies across
So
the
it's an
power
AIO,
cables
but like a
of the
special
400 high power
AIO,
cable. So it's using that same
kind of like
16
a
that other 4090s are
full
using.
coverage
But
block
now
on
the
it.
GPU Tweak 3 will let you know
Yeah.
if a fault is detected. And if
It
you
looks
need to
really
fix the cable,
cool.
which is a nice bonus, right?
They've got liquid metal
And
as the
this is
thermal
also cool. We
interface
added a
on
feature
the
called mileage,
chip,
which tracks your usage of the card
and now they're
at
talking about
different
how it
power
has like
levels over time, and kind of gives you
tracks the usage of the card.
like a mileage rating, like how much have you used your
Tracks
card
the usage of the
over
card. Have
the
you
time
used your
that
card
used
for
it,
mining?
right?
That's
Which is
what that
like-
tracks
which
the
is
usage
cool
of the
to look
card
at
is
in
going to be
terms of
all
like,
about.
oh, like how much of this card's like lifespan have I used? I mean, the card's gonna.
But yeah,
have,
they're
like,
talking about how this is like one of like the
what
top
you
bin
use it
chips for the
But
4090s.
It's like a badge of honor, right?
So-
like, oh, I have
Oh, yeah.
this many
Judging by
miles on
the
my
bracket there,
top
it's only
4090.
two.
It's kind of like the Steam.
It's like a 2-slot
like when you
card.
look at the number of hours you played a game in Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that. For
Yeah,
your
that
for
software is
I
definitely
know,
to
it's
track
just
what
a
you've been
really nice
using
bit
it
of
for.
information, like, even
You know,
with
like
a
so they can
vehicle,
like
obviously, the
revoke
mileage
your
on the card,
warranty
good benchmark of,
if
okay, I've used the
you
card
were
this
mining
much,
with
so
it or
I've
something.
used your card
That's
this much.
exactly what that's for.
Frankly, like there's no reason why anyone would not want that. That's just a
Unless they're
really
mining
fun
with
to
it and they want to.
I just I don't know,
get
I'm
rid
kind
of
a
their
nerd like
warranty.
that, right? Like
Yeah.
I love like tallying up all the hours of games I've played in
Yeah.
Steam. Like,
Oh
this is
yeah.
cool 'cause
Look
it's
how
like,
they're
not
like
just
trying
how
to
many
sell
hours
it.
you played a game,
We just want to
it's
know
how
exactly
much,
what you've
like,
done with your
power you
card,
have
so we
put
can
through
look
it
for
versus,
any
like, how many
opportunity not to
frames
give you
have
warranty.
generated over the life of this card. That's what I want to know. So many.
That's what
frames,
they're gonna
so
do.
many frames. Of course, this also has all of the other high-end features.
But it
you
does
would
look really
expect from an
beautiful.
ROG graphics card, right? We've got that dual BIOS switch, so you can kind of switch between ultimate performance, Jake,
To
I know that's
super
the
ultimate
side of the switch that
performance.
you like to
Always.
live on. I'm a silence nut, so you can also switch it to the Q side for a little
Silence
bit
nutting.
quieter performance,
Mhm.
while still
That's the
being
important part of it.
insanely powerful, right? So that's an option on this card
Mhm.
as well. We used our Auto Extreme manufacturing process, so it does all that soldering automated in a single pass. So as little human intervention and human error as possible in the manufacturing of the card. All things like that.
All
The
right,
thing,
come on,
the
show
special
us the
thing here is
breakdown
that
of the
this is
cooler.
a
This is what I
limited
want to see.
edition card.
Oh,
Right?
limited
This is
edition.
not something that you're going to see, all over every electronics store in the U.S. It is a limited edition, a truly
A scalper
special piece of
edition.
tech.
So
Best 4090
this is what the
by far.
scalpers will go and grab, and then
dare I
try and
say,
sell for
the
more.
most beautiful 4090 that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
buy.
No, most beautiful card I've ever seen. Period. Not
It
just
does look really
4090,
cool.
Across
I'm
all
not gonna
graphics
lie, it
cards.
does look really
This is
neat.
it.
This is the kind of card that you would design an entire build around. right?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like in PC gaming, there's a good chance that you could take a bunch of parts.
But to be
put
fair,
together,
there's some
and
really good-looking
in
water
general,
blocks
they'll
out there.
probably look good because
So
there's a lot
I'm
of
not gonna
similar
lie,
styling across
I wouldn't pay
different
extra
lines
for
of
this over
This is
like
something
a
you
water
have to
block.
bear- You have to choose your case, your motherboard, even your power supply. All to, this is
Especially if
gonna
that's an
be
aluminum rad.
right?
If that's an
This is-
aluminum rad,
this is everything.
be ready for the
So, like, I'm really looking forward to
disastrous
this.
clogging that's going to be coming.
Yep. So again, very much a collector's item, but we're excited to share more
So,
about the RTX 4090 cards.
scalper
with you.
friendly,
We'll have more info,
anti-miner,
pricing, and availability soon.
and
Of course, there are some links in chat if you want to learn more right now.
In the
Mm.
description. If
Yep.
you're watching this on YouTube.
Oh,
But
links
until
in
next
the
time, thanks
chat.
for tuning into our special
That's it, eh? Links are
Matrix
in the chat.
announcement.
Where's the links below?
GG's. We'll see you next time.
Wait, where's the links? Where's the links? I thought they were going to leave some links here. They said they were going to leave links. And that was it. It was a really short one, guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you liked it. Price, more than you can afford, pal. More than you can afford. On their Insta, on their TikTok, their Facebook. Thanks for watching. Where's the links? They said they were going to put links. They lied to us. Price $4.99. They said they were going to put links in the chat. They did not link anything in the chat. They lied to us. Guaranteed, though, guaranteed that tracking software is going to be used to void warranties right, left, and center. Guaranteed. It was so funny how they were like acting all excited about it too. Like, oh yeah, I just love nerding out about all the stuff that I do. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure you do. Why am I here now? That is not where I wanted to go. This is where I wanted, and they didn't have a link anywhere. Unless... Let's do a little search here. Let's search the... Oh, PC Magazine's got it. And they're talking about it. Oh, there's the PCB. Thank you. Oh, there's that resin that they were talking about that they put around the components here to protect them should there be any spillage from the liquid metal. But yeah, they're gonna have the liquid metal on there. Looks pretty cool. All right. Do we have a tear down anywhere? Anybody tear this thing down? No. Wow, the thing's actually quite high. Yeah, that looks like... Is that an aluminum rad? Fans on the radiator. Oh, yeah, that's the fans. Okay, talk about the radiator, guys. Come on. Large metal copper. Yeah, Pump mechanism is mounted along with the PCB inside the outer rim of the card. Yes, sturdy metal. Refilled. Yeah. Oh, it's 2.5 slot. Okay, 2.5 slot. I was saying 2 slot. But yes, liquid metal. Nothing about the teardown of it anywhere. Yeah, their last Matrix one was really dumb. They had a rad that was on the PCB, which is like, in my opinion, the dumbest place to have a rad. Wow, I can't believe it. They didn't, there's no, they show the PCB, but I want to see the cooler. Large copper cold plate. Magnetic fans. I don't care about their magnetic fans. It's probably a aluminum rad. So be ready. Be ready for that. Let's see. Toms, do you guys have anything other than the same pictures that everyone else has? Nothing. Here's the old Matrix. No, that's not the old Matrix. Or is it the old one? Yeah, the 2080 Ti one. Do they have it on the Asus site yet? No? They're going to talk about... Oh, no. No. I was hoping to get some info on that rad. I was hoping for a little bit of like a breakdown. I know a lot of like the GPU manufacturers, they'll have like the GPU and they'll have like the exploded view go on with the GPU, and I'm just a little bit disappointed, guys. Just a little bit disappointed. Let's see. Do they have anything here? I reject you. Okay. No, nothing. Oh, Asus, come on. That was one of the... Yeah, they teased it. And then they teased it ever so much more. They've got nothing there. Nothing of the cooler. Yep. Here's a few of the pictures of it. Got Tweaktown PC Mag and Tom's. But yeah. I don't know. It does look unusually big though. You have this extra width on there, right? So your PCB is probably only going where? Your PCB is only probably going to like here. So you got like an extra 2 inches on the end, which again, I don't really like necessarily. Having to deal with the long 4090 that I had to put in my case, it was a little bit nuts. But I don't know. I love like a nice short water-cooled card. I don't think there's any sort of ports here or like threaded fittings here for you to take those out and do any maintenance on it. Yeah. High bin card. An even more overpowered cooler versus, you know, than before. So we're just going to leave it at that. Disappointment. Come on. It does really look good though. I like that frame. That frame looks really neat. The tubing in that looks pretty cool too. But yeah, if you think it looks cool, hey, let me know what part of it is your favorite part. I do really like this little glass encased area. I think it's pretty neat. They did do a little bit of form, you know, following or function following form, you know, with or no, function form following function. No, function, yeah, form following function with the liquid metal. That's kind of a neat idea. I'm imagining they've got a full cover cold plate here. But yeah, you've got your power connector right here. So yeah, this extends. Your PCB probably ends like right about here. And then you've got all that extra. And then you have these coming off the end. And it's very tall as well. Which again, I think a lot of people, like, look how tall this is off of the bracket. You've got like another 1.5 inches here coming off the bracket. And I know a lot of people are complaining with their 12-volt high power connector, right? That the cables, you know, bending the cables and they're not fitting in their cases. And so, I don't know, I think it would have been nice if they would have sort of taken advantage of the fact that they're using a block on it, gone with a different PCB design and like went a little shorter on it to ease that. But, you know, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. But I do like, yeah, their lighting effect in it is pretty neat. In the way that this like little bar here is floating. It's very subtle and understated. And I like that. I like that aspect of it. It's not like the crazy wild Strix gang. You know, you get that on the Rad, obviously, but this, it's nice. It's very understated, and I like that. But it's very tall. That looks very, very tall. And that might be an issue in some cases. But it does look really neat. I thought there might be 2 power connectors on it, you know, if they're talking about, you know, the super high performance thing. But yeah, that Rad, I don't know. Does that look like it's aluminum or not? Yeah, here you go. The card is 28 centimeters long. So if you have like, if I put a water block on my Gigabyte, which I'm hopefully getting that water block tomorrow, going to do an unboxing of that, it'll be 23 centimeters long. So a full 5 centimeters shorter than that with a water block on it. And they advise 35 millimeters of clearance. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say 35 centimeters. So 35 centimeters of clearance to allow a proper gentle arc bend for the cooler hoses, right? So if you have 35 centimeters coming off of there, that's even longer than my current Gigabyte one. So I don't know. The advantage that you get from water cooling, you know, or putting like a AIO cooler on there is that you can, you know, shorten the PCB, make it smaller, more compact, and then you can have your larger cooling unit here, you know, positioned elsewhere. And it allows you to fit it in more cases. So this probably won't fit any more cases than, you know, your massive Strix card or your massive gigabyte card or whatever, right? It's not going to give you much space savings. Maybe you'll save space in the width, right? So it's not a 4-slot card, it's a 2.5 slot, but it's going to be big. And I'm kind of sus about the aluminum cooler. I'm pretty sure it's an aluminum rad, and the cold plate is definitely copper. They wouldn't be using liquid metal if the cold plate was aluminum. That's a disaster waiting to happen. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really neat looking card. There's going to probably be some builds that look really good, but I think at the end of the day, there'll probably be some AIO copies, or not AIO copies. There'll be some water block copies of this out there coming. I do like how they sort of it looks like they kind of like leapfrogged on NVIDIA's design language, right? With this angled piece here. It looks kind of like an homage to the FE cards, so your Founders Edition cards. And I do like that frame around it. It does look really neat. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be worth the extra money, to be honest. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's issues in the future with the rad and the aluminum rad, if it's an aluminum rad. I think it is going to be like $5,000, at least $5,000 Canadian. They said it's limited edition too, Annie. So you know that it's going to be scalped as well. So assume $6,000. All right, because scalpers got to eat too. Apparently, I hope they starve. Hit like if you want scalpers to starve. Yeah. ROG Strix Premium, yeah. But it does look really neat though. Like I think it looks really cool. Like it definitely is one of the most beautiful cards out there right now. And it does have a really nice sort of futuristic look to it. But I don't think, I wouldn't pay it. I'm not even willing to pay the premium for the current Strix. All right? The current Strix card I think should be like, it's like, I think what, like 2,600 Canadian. I think the current Strix card should be like 2,200 max. No, definitely not worth it. People will probably be getting it for the exclusivity. These are very high bin cards, right? So they were talking about how it's like a super high bin, so it's gonna have like really high clock speeds, etc. Didn't say what clock speeds, but it does come with liquid metal already applied to the die, which is kind of a neat thing as well. But I don't know. So, they've got an adhesive barrier above and below. Yeah, so that adhesive barrier there is, I think, so that sticks to the cold plate. And just in case that starts running, if you have it in the vertical position, because everybody's going to probably want this in the vertical position, because who wouldn't want this in the vertical position? To keep that from running when it's in a heated up state. But yeah, no, personally, I'd rather get a nice water block. You're probably going to pay less. So if you get a tough card, you get a water block, you put it on there, you're probably going to have a nicer looking, or not nicer, maybe not nicer. You're going to probably have a very similarly nice looking card that's running probably even cooler. But yeah, they are rare. So I guess for like the collector people out there, they might want it, but I'm not a collector person. But it does look really cool, I gotta say. But I would have liked to see sort of a teardown at least. They've got the PCB here with their liquid metal on it, but I would have loved to see just the part of the cooler that touches the PCB. I just want to see that part. It's definitely a lot better than their last Matrix card. Their last Matrix card had like an AIO, and rad all built into the actual card itself, which I talked about a little bit before about how I don't like that. And I'll say again, having the rad on the card is like positioning a rad right against a wall, right? You put that rad right against a wall, you're going to get so little airflow through it because it's basically blocking the airflow. Like it's pushing through the rad, and then it has to disperse up and down, which is good for your, like, you know, blowing on the PCB. But for the fans flowing air through, it was probably absolutely garbage. And having an AIO that's positioned on the PCB like that will perform probably no better than a normal aluminum fin stack, possibly even worse because you have less surface area for your heat dissipation. The only difference is you probably have a longer time before you hit heat soak because of the energy capacity of water is so high compared to like metals. So yeah, to me, that other card they had back in the day was just terrible. And I saw some like sneak peek stuff of like I think Acer has a card that they're talking about. Let's maybe we'll just hop over there. Acer GPU Computex 2023. Let's go images. They'll probably show it here. No. I saw a picture of it. Oh, here it is. Right here. Gamers Nexus looked at it. Look at this. So here you've got your rad. You've got your cold plate, which is attached to your pump, which is already obstructing a large portion of your rad. Right? It's simpler, but it's definitely less effective. All right? So this right here, like, look at it. You've got what? How many fans on here? And you've got a tiny, what, 240 mil rad, maybe 280? Because it's dual fan, right? So you're what? Probably 240. Definitely your effective flow through there is going to be terrible. Because again, you're blowing right into, like, if they had a bunch of holes in the PCB, right? Like imagine you had like you look at the little block here, right? I know this is like, I need to like zoom in on this. Oh, there we go. That's better. So you see the holes here, right? If they had holes on the PCB that this rad was sitting on, then it would make a lot more sense because you'd actually get airflow going through. But this is just like blowing your, like mounting your rad right against a wall. Like try mounting your rad right against the wall of your case and see how your CPU temperatures go. They're going to go through the roof because there's no flow through the back of it. Right? And again, this rad isn't even very thick. And this is for what, a 4090? No, it's not for a 4090. Oh, they might have torn that was like only two things of memory pads. They probably took it off though. But yeah. So this is for a 3090 or 4090, right? No holes in the PCB. Yeah, it's a 4090. And so it's just blasting right into the PCB, and there's very little room for it. You see these standoffs here? These are probably like to give that space for that air to dissipate out. And you're just kind of fighting a losing game at that point. If they had a bunch of holes and there was like a honeycomb PCB, then yeah, but like the standoffs here help. They do help, you know, with giving you at least a little bit of a gap. But again, it's like mounting your rad against a wall. And half of the rad is totally, not half of it, but a good portion of the rad here is like totally obstructed by your cold plate and pump. And then also these are probably for the MOSFETs. Those are blocking flow. This is blocking flow. You've just got random things here blocking flow. I don't think it's going to work very well. It'll work really well right away, but once you've soaked this and the water's temperature has started to raise, I don't think you're going to get the performance you're really hoping for. And again, too, you've got like 2 little fans on there. I don't think so. Sorry. It's a nice idea, but at the end of the day, it's just basically it's worse. I would imagine it's worse than your typical. This will probably perform worse than your typical like massive 4090 cooler that's out there right now. I don't think that'll outperform anything. Like maybe initially in a benchmark, right? If it's like a 5-minute benchmark, it'll probably outperform a lot of coolers out there. But that's just because the liquid in there has a very high specific heat capacity, and it'll take a while for that to like rise in temperature. But the heat dissipation from it is going to be horrible. You know, unless again, like if you had this rad sticking out and you had like a pass through area, like say they had this rad here and you had like a 3-fan rad, right? And your PCB only kind of went like halfway. So half of a fan, 1.5 fans had like full complete push through. Then I think that would make a lot more sense. Or if they had like a triple, like, I don't know, like a triple 90 mil fan, one, right? So you got like 270 mil, you know, you got an extra like centimeter maybe on the other sides, right? So you got like a card that's like 310 mil long, and you've got a full pass through design for that last fan and like a half pass through for the other fan. Or you have your PCB set up so that, you know, it's a little bit shorter or something, and you've got like just flow through on the whole thing. It would probably work a lot better. And I do like the idea that it is pretty compact, but I don't expect this to handle a long time gaming. I think that'll soak after like probably 10-15 minutes, and then you're going to be in pain, especially if you're doing something that's GPU intensive. Yeah, no, honestly, if this is a regular air cooler, it would be great. You know, and if they just extended it, you know, and added like a 3rd fan on there, right? So you bring this a little closer here, you add a 3rd fan, and it would be good. No, I think everybody's sort of wondering what's the EVGA replacement. It can't help it. I'd be very curious what they say about it. I'm not gonna watch their video here because I think you should watch it and give them the views, because I'm like on this this area here, but that's a pretty nice looking. Those are really nice looking fans there. Not gonna lie. Is this a twin 8-pen? Is that another card right there, or is that a cooler? No, is that an AMD one? But yeah, I'll have to check out their radiator on the GPU video. And I highly recommend you guys do as well. But yeah, that's my main gripe with a lot of these like rad on the card. Like it seems like a good idea, but at the end of the day, I don't see it working very well. And I wouldn't be surprised if after a long term, like if you want to run a benchmark, right? That would work great for a benchmark, because your benchmark wouldn't be giving you any you know, you wouldn't soak that through a benchmark. You know, your benchmark would like probably not get it all there. Yeah, look at this. You know, spinners, you find a 22 millimeter thick finned cooling, right? So you got a 22 millimeter thick rad, right? So that's a thinner rad than the other. Like even with the 3090s, right? The 3090s AIOs, they all had like 360 mil rads. So you got a 227 millimeter long radiator. So, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, I don't think this will work well outside of like a benchmark. But hey, if you think it'll work well, feel free to throw a comment down below and tell me. But yeah, I think though that's going to be it for me tonight. Just a little short one. Thank you, Annie, for swinging by. Thank you for the like. I'm assuming you liked it. R18, I don't know if you liked it, but thank you for saying, what is this? I appreciate that as well. And for everybody else who stopped by, thank you for hanging out. I would love to see more of these cards with like interesting cooling designs. And it would have been really neat if they would have had like, again, like a PCB that really flattered that and had, you know, like actual like pass through areas in and around this. But well, obviously in around this area pass through wouldn't make sense because again, you've got your block here, right? But yeah, that is kind of cool with their pre-built. Like again, if you want to have like a small 4090, I will say this is definitely better than what I would expect on like a Lenovo card, right? Okay. Okay, so this is a 4080. Yeah, actually that makes sense because there's like power components that are like missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I guess with no wait, they've got full yeah, 4 and 4, 8, 3, and then that's another 4. That's 12. 12 2 gig ones. Because isn't the 4080 16 gigs? Oh, okay. No, Acer definitely is doing a better job. Like it I rag on it, but they are doing like, you know, it's good that they're out there and they're, you know, throwing in their hat in the ring. I appreciate that. But yeah. Is this so you're saying this 3 one is the 4090? Greater flatness. Okay. Because I was almost certain that this was the 4090. Yeah. Integrated cooling, no external radiator, as well as a prototype flagship AMD. Oh, maybe you said that they talk about it more so in the teardown video. So yeah. Again, I don't want to steal his views by clicking on it right now. So click on it, give them the clicks, give them the views too. Because they did all the hard work and I'm just looking at it online. So all right. That's good. All right. Well, I guess that will call it. Yeah, the two fan. No, but this one's not a Radeon one. Right here. This is a two fan one right here. Right? See GeForce RTX. Oh, okay. All right, I'll check it out though. I want to check it out and see. I would love to see like an actual like long-term benchmark with it, not just a you know, quick benchmark, because this would be like the perfect design for grabbing a nice high benchmark score, and then like if you're like gaming with it for more than 30 minutes, you're gonna start hitting, you know, thermal limits. Multiple SKUs. All right, I'm gonna check it out, and I highly recommend everybody else check it out as well. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? The good news is that these will actually be probably decently priced. That's what my prediction is, that they will actually have a decent price, unlike the Asus one, which the Matrix will probably be, I think it'll be at least 3K Canadian, at least. Maybe 35. Because it's a limited edition. But they'll probably be scalped and botted to high heaven, and then you'll find them on eBay Kijiji for 4,000 Canadian. So that is the way. Not these, though. These babies are nice. These ones, on the other hand, this will be scalped for sure. They said it's limited edition, so they probably won't even seed reviewers with it. No, they're not positioned as premium, but you know what? I think there's not much really stopping them from going there. I hear there's a lot of, probably a lot of GPU engineers who are, for custom AIBs that are, just recently moved to different companies from EVGA. Excuse me. But yeah. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited too to see where Acer goes with their GPU lines, and I'd love to see, another manufacturer, because right now in North America, right, it's what we got as far as for NVIDIA GPUs, we've got what, Gigabyte, we've got Asus, we've got MSI. Does Galax sell here? I don't think they really sell much here. PNY does some. I've seen some of them, or Pony, as I call them. Those Pony GPUs. And yeah. But yes, this is the one. I want to see what the actual like back of that looks like the block and the place that it touches on the everywhere it touches here. So I'd be very interested to see that. But yes, and also interested to know if that's an aluminum rad that they have on there. So alrighty, well, that does it for tonight. If you like the stream, might as well hit that like button. Thank you for stopping by. And if you like what you're seeing, and my voice doesn't annoy you to high heaven, think about maybe hitting that subscribe button. All the cool kids are doing it. You have a good night too, Annie. Thanks for stopping by, man. And I will see you guys all. I might actually stream again tomorrow, because I think tomorrow I'm getting the water block for my 4090, and so I think I might do like a quick unboxing, like a 20-30 minute stream. So I hope you all have a great night, and excited to see what else comes out of Computex, guys. Have a good one. Good night.